Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Ball Things Considered. I'm actually on time today. I'm a minute late, but I'm not too upset about that. All right, let's see who is in the chat. We got Stan. Stan's usually always first. Thanks for tuning in, Stan. And we got Angie from Celtic Balls. Thanks for tuning in. So after watching Ken on Angie and Jeff show last night, I believe on this Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, they are going to be doing a round 3 of an auction for Sand Sea of Serpents. There were a couple things that came in while we were doing our fundraiser for them, and I guess some people in the community wanted to do a third one to get these additional items out there. So please tune in on Saturday. Stay tuned on social media to just see what's going on, over the course of the week. I will be at the Bloomsburg Reptile Show. I don't know the exact name of it, on Saturday, so I'm probably not going live at my normal time. I'll probably just do a walkthrough, see how that goes. I'm going there to pick up a snake from Kai over at Lucas Landon. It's just easier for me to drive to or get to Bloomsburg rather than drive to his place. Country traffic versus city traffic. So I'll be there hanging out for a little bit. If you see me, I'll probably be wearing my merch. Maybe I'll have some stickers or something. Stop by and say hi. So I'm looking forward to that. It's been a couple months since I've been to a reptile show. The last one I was at, I vended, so I really didn't get to walk around too much. But I was there to sell animals, not buy animals, so I'm not too upset about that. I just would have liked to be able to socialize more with people that weren't in my immediate area and get to see some of the other stuff that was available there, just to get an idea on price and get an idea on maybe combos that I want to produce in the future, because there were a lot of good breeders at that Gettysburg show. So it'll be nice to actually just walk around. No pressure on me, really. I'm just there to socialize and pick up one animal, and it was one I got on the holdback rack auction a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I was looking for a male pied, and Kai had an Odie Enchi pied possible for hypo, which is good because I work with hypo, and I actually don't have any males with hypo that are proven. So hopefully, he sheds when he gets here, and I get that sent out, and he proves for hypo. So that'll be cool. I can work that double recessive project fairly easily with my visual hypo females. And it gives me a link over to my ultramel pied stuff, hopefully my DG pied stuff. So that'll be exciting. If that proves, it gives me another multi-codom visual head. Obviously the shed has to come in. And speaking of shed testing, I got my results back for 2 that I sent in to Charlie over at Gray Rider. The first one, this one, I figured it was going to be because the mom was Heifer pied, and I produced a champagne Heifer pied that looked like a visual pied. So that sort of proved to me that the mom was, but this sort of gives me an extra level of, all right, yeah, the mom is 100% Heifer pied, because this girl came back as being 100% Heifer pied, which would have been nice, had I sent it in, a couple months ago. I might not have put her up for the auction, but you know what? I have more stuff that is Heifer pied, and I have, I'm not necessarily going to be overly sad to see her go, because she's going to Michaela down in Florida, who's one of Stan's friends and biggest supporters. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to see what she does with her. Just single gene pastel, but now it's 100% Heifer pied. And then this was the one I sent in, and I was really excited about. The potential of it, coming out Heifer pied. And this one is the acid pastel was, is 100% het for clown, and now is 100% het for pied. And she was a picky eater, so she's obviously on the small side. So hopefully she continues to eat and grows, and I can get her into the breeding rotation. But yeah, I'm excited that she proved out. I have a couple more that I'm waiting on sheds, waiting on, just having the additional cash flow just to, send a bunch out. But, depending on how these tests come back, that's definitely going to, determine how I work certain things in the future. If they are, het pied, obviously that gives me, inroads to, working ultramel, hypo, various other things. I can get an extra, pos het in there when I'm producing like a visual double het. And that, to me, that's really exciting. All right, we got tuning in. We got Ewok, as Ken calls him. I believe Thomas is going to be the guest on the LMK show tonight over on Ken's channel. So that's at 9:30. Be sure to tune that out. Tune into that. Yeah. Turn out for that. It's still too early. I haven't had all my coffee. But yeah, like I said, I was very, very excited when Charlie messaged me. I think it was like at 11:30, and then I couldn't sleep because I got the results, and I was sort of happy and like smirking the whole time. But yeah, it's kind of cool to have to see those results come back. It took forever for my mail to get there, and he actually got them yesterday, ran the test yesterday. So it was a really quick turnaround from when he got the actual sheds themselves. So that was really awesome, and clearly he's working, later into the night to get these things done. So huge shout out to Charlie over at Gray Rider Reptiles. And I believe, I don't think the sale's still going on, but they now do have the Hurricane Blitz trick test. So that'll be nice. In case you think you might have in a combo where you really can't see it too well. But for me, I initially thought shed testing wasn't the best thing, right? Just do it the old-fashioned way. Put them together. If they prove out, they prove out. If they don't, they don't. But the amount of for $50 a shed, the amount of time that you can save. So if I'm putting a pied het or an ultramel het pied to a DG possible het pied, and it's not het for pied, then I'm making more pos hets rather than having a chance at hitting that visual. So now that I would know that, I might put if I want pied in that project, I put a visual so I do get that 100% het. So it can really determine your pairings and whether or not a certain pairing would be worthwhile going after a certain recessive project. So for me, having these things prove out het pied, het clown, het hypo, hopefully they all do. It gives me an extra layer on top of the visuals I'm working, is that I have the chance to hit these, other recessives when the project and merge project double recessive projects together, make triple recessive projects. And if the DG male that I posted a video about, if he proves out to be het for pied, which I think he will, I could put that to the acid and get pied, het DG, possible het clowns. There's just so many different options that I can do now. So I'm really going to have to look at my, what I have here, and what I produce over the next couple of years to sort of, map out what's the best way to move forward. What's going to give me my best, shot at making, double visuals, triple visuals, things like that. And again, it's a crapshoot, but each time you add, that visual, and that 100% het, you sort of increase your odds. So depending on how you have them match up, if you can have a visual of each on each side, maybe a double visual in one, and it just increases your odds of hitting those higher level animals. So for me, this is really exciting that I'm getting these visuals that are now 100% het. For something else, and I have other projects where it's a similar situation, so I'm able to move them all together And there will be shed testing in the future, and it looks like I'm going to be producing a lot of pieds, which can be a good or bad thing, but depending on what they are, they're probably going to be holdbacks anyway. So I really don't care too much if they're lower or really high white pieds with little pattern. Depending on the codons that are involved, it should be pretty easy to get an idea of what's in there. But yeah, it's really exciting. I was like I said, I was smirking, smiling, couldn't sleep because I was so excited about the news that the girl proved out 100% heifer pied. Yeah, so looking at the higher end stuff I'm trying to produce, it's looking like even like a miss could be a pied head ultramel, at DG, something like that, where it's like, okay, well, I've been talking about which markets to sell for. You want to produce the higher end stuff, that you want to produce the stuff in the middle, holdback stuff, and some lower end stuff or byproducts from the projects you're working. But when the byproducts you're working become things that can be more marketable at a breeder level rather than a pet level, it's sort of I'm at an impasse with some of the things I've said in the past. Because I wouldn't want to sell, let's say, a pied at the same price, or a pied double het at the same price as I would just a plain Jane 1 or 2 codon pied. So I'm really hoping that in the future either the market picks up, or all these just happen to be holdbacks and I don't have to worry about it, and I can still make my bells, and I'll still have some other pied stuff, other visually appealing animals that I can move at shows if need be. But yeah, I'm sort of really excited for the stuff that I picked up over the past year, sort of being something one codom or one het better than stuff that I could produce. So now, not this year, but in the next 2-3 years, these animals that I purchased will be growing up, and they'll be breeding. So I'm going to be able to have shots at double visuals. I don't know if I'll have a shot at a double visual with another recessive or 2 tagged on. I don't know yet. It all depends really what I produce, but I'm really excited, and it's really going to change up how I'm looking at these things. Depending on what other codons, things like that are in there. Do I have a fire complex thing on both sides? Do I have a bell complex thing on both sides? There's going to be certain things that let's say a more genetically diverse animal, but that might not be my holdback, because to go out. It made my laptop really skinny, and the Ethernet cord just sort of hits my table. So let me see. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I had to figure out a new setup. Maybe get one of those little fan things or something to put my laptop on, so it gets off my table, because I feel like every time I touch my table, it jiggles that Ethernet cord, and then my internet goes wonky for a second. But yeah, anyway, I'm really excited about the future here. We'll see how it goes. Over the course of this coming season, I have some bell stuff going, some yellow belly complex stuff going. So I'm trying to make some pumas and bypasses, because I have a male highway going to a bumblebee spark, just to get those act like supers in there, and maybe hold them back, maybe work them into other projects, just so that like everything I'm making is going to be an act like super something, right? And I really don't. I'm hoping that when I produce these, I'll be able to tell the gravel, I'll be able to tell the yellow belly. Obviously, if it has spark in it, it's either going to be a bypass or a puma, and those should be pretty easy to see. There's also pastel and spider in there. I'm hoping I really don't hit the spider. Last year when I paired an ivory to her, I think I only hit 2 spiders out of what was there, but I lost a bunch of eggs, and really nothing was viable. So, I don't know what, my full odds were of the stuff that didn't develop. And I was hesitant on doing it again, but just wanting to have some more gravel stuff here to work into clown and other things. I wanted to make those yellow belly complex actually supers because I do have a gravel het clown growing up. So just to sort of diversify that stuff, give me another avenue to get back end into clown or something like that. Make because if I put the highway to one of my clowns, I can make highway het clowns. So with that, if I hit a male, then I can grow that up, put that to the gravel het clown, and make super gravels and highways. That could be visually clown. So it's just one of the little like side projects that I'm doing. I have a few that are not really hold back heavy, and doing a bell project, but everything there is going to be at least a butter pastel or pastave, so 2 genes, and I could have leopard on top of that, make the bells obviously, but with making the bells there, it's either going to be super butter or butter Mojave. So hopefully I can differentiate when that happens. I believe the Mojaves have some more coloration, so we'll see. But I'll probably have to get a black light to see if the leopard shows up, but everything will be has to be pastel again, or pastel and butter Mojave. So that's kind of cool. Good morning, Stephen. Thanks for listening. So I was trying to think after my experience at the last show I was at, and it is one show, right, in November, right before Christmas. And I only had ball pythons, and some of them weren't, they were older, breeders, things like that. So maybe what I brought wasn't the best for that market, and I don't want to like go too heavy, in a redirect as far as stuff that I'm just producing. I want to limit it to a few clutches, so I'm not overwhelmed with stuff I'm looking to ultimately sell, but at the same time I want those animals to really look nice, when they're younger. So having some of the bells, things like that just are visually appealing to people that are, I think as Adam says, it passed the grandma test. So to have stuff like that available rather than just, oh, here's some male pastels, here's some, stuff that's, maybe not the best visually appealing. You can move a male bell a lot easier than you can move a male pastel. So just looking at that, I did a couple more pairings that I didn't really think I was going to do this year, but after last year having girls reabsorb and not really having a great year as far as the 2 clutches I did have, I think it was 15 eggs and only 4 snakes. I wanted to pair some more to sort of increase my odds. So we'll see. I'm hoping I hit 4 clutches, because that would double what I hit last year. But if I hit some others, it's fine depending on what they are. Last year I hit most of the non-holdback stuff. So hopefully I can hit some of the ultramel stuff this year, maybe some pies, hopefully clown orange ghost stuff that actually proves out and I hit a double visual. That would be awesome, but I'm not too confident with a visual, pause het to possible double het. We'll see. Morning, Phil. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, I'd buy a lottery ticket if I hit that double visual clown orange ghost from there. But I honestly just be happy if it proves out clown. Give me some more stuff, more genes to work with that I don't currently have in clown. So it could give me possibly Blade and an Orange Dream. So it'll be nice to work that stuff in depending on what I produce in the future. Oh, I know, Phil. got the Husbandry Pro, and I think I'm pretty close to actually having to upgrade that again with the amount of animals that I've picked up. I like it. It makes my life easy, where I can just go to work or get on my laptop, and whatever I did that day with the animals, I can just click, select all, and done. Or, here's what ate, and it has your, default feeder item. Okay, here's what ate, done. Here's what didn't eat, done. I like it. It's a lot easy. It's a lot easier for me to track on that rather than a pen and paper or something like that. For me, that's more time consuming, where I'm writing everything down or manually entering everything into a spreadsheet when I can just click something, one button, select all, or go through the list and highlight what ate or didn't eat. It doesn't take me long at all now that everything has been entered. So I'll continue to use it. I don't know if I'm going to get the NFC tags or anything like that. The QR codes work fine for me. I'll just slap a label on it. Not that big of a deal, but I do enjoy it. All right. And I keep my eye on the time because I do have work. Yeah, like I said, I'm excited for the future to see what happens. Wait for these snakes to shed and get the shed test results back, and hopefully they do prove 100% for whatever the heck I'm testing for, because that'll, like I said earlier, that will determine future pairings. If something's not het for pied or not het for clown, well, I might not, depending on how many females I have a male going to, I might not pair something that that is 100% het to that animal, or even visually. Just because it takes a step back. So I would probably wait in that case for something, double visual, something like that, or many more codoms. So we'll see. But I'm really letting the sort of what I produce here and hold back in the shed testing for things that I already have sort of guide, where I'm going. And if you can, and like if you miss producing something 1 year and you can buy it the next year, just buy it. Especially if it increases your odds down the line. So if you're doing double het to double het and you can get a visual het something in that project, do it. It just ups your odds. So if you can get visual hets on both sides, opposite, of course, then worst case scenario, you're hitting the double hets that you were originally, initially going to try to use anyway. But you could hit visuals on each side and the double visual. I think it's 25% chance of every option. So that's what I've been doing, or at least adding another recessive that I work with on top as a het. So hopefully this works out for me, since I can't really afford the triple visual stuff, the stuff that I'm in the projects that I'm trying to work. So this is my way of sort of, it's better than what I can produce. And it gets me closer to my goal, and it's within my means. So I'm really excited for that. I'm going to be doing a video of the new boy. I don't know, it'll probably come out on Thursday. This is when I said it would come out, so I have to actually make a video where I'll be talking about potential pairings, things like that, depending on how much information I want to disclose of future projects with that animal. I'm unsure. I may just be talking about it. And potential areas that I could work, and not really getting too into the nitty gritty, in case I have some ideas that you don't, and you have better animals than me. So sometimes you have to keep some things close to the vest as far as projects go. I will be hosting the RWO show on Thursday at 9. So come tune in, so you can do the truffle shuffle and me put him backstage when he does it. And just see, maybe we'll have some guests on. I don't know. Right, I've been really just focused on my channel right now, so I sort of remembered on Saturday that it was my turn to host it. So I'll probably get that all set up when I'm at work today, and then everybody can share that out. Come hang out. It should be a good time. And then obviously on Saturday, like I said earlier, I'll be at Bloomsburg. So I probably won't be doing my regular live at my normal time. I'll probably try to go live and do like a walkthrough, bother, Phil and Chris and whoever's there, see what awesome snakes they have on their table, give them some free advertising, something like that. Yeah, I'm looking, like I said, I'm looking forward to being at a show and actually walking around again. And I'd only been to like 2 shows since before the pandemic, and the one I was vending, so I really didn't get too much time to walk around. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's only the second time they're doing the show, and I haven't seen a vendor list yet, so I don't really know what to expect. But it is at a huge, it's at the fairgrounds in Bloomsburg. So I mean, it should be a fun day. And either way, I get to pick up a snake, and then I get to go have some nice craft beer with my buddies, family. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Hopefully, I can I get home at a decent time. Maybe if I'm home before 4, I'll pop on for a bit. I don't know. I'll have to play it by ear. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. And I will see you maybe tonight if I hop on Kent's channel to moderate the chat. If not, I will see you in the chats, and I will see you on Thursday.